Hey guys, this is the new Lectric Xpeak 2.0. Some upgrades that have been done to this are pretty amazing. Then you have the new torque sensor on this, still 750 watts. We got some awesome footage riding back through these mountains here. This is the hot Arizona desert. And I gotta say, it's been such a blast riding something like this. Definitely gonna be one of the top contenders for an off-road e-bike. Let's get started on the review. We're gonna go over all the specs, we're gonna go over all the details and how they're able to still keep this price the same as the 1.0 version that had come out. Let's get started on the review.
Charge, gotta love that range. Blazing up to 28, leaving dust so strange. Every bump and rock I meet, it handles with a grin. This machine and I are one against the wind. We win. Xpeak 2 tearing through the ground. Nothing stops it when I'm out and about.
So this is the Lectric Xpeak 2.0, and I thought the first one that came out was amazing. What they did with the upgrades on this is actually pretty cool. So I want to talk about the biggest upgrades first that they actually came out with. And one of the things they did was the battery that's inside this comes with a 15 amp hour battery for the base model. You can improve that for $15.99, just $200 more. You'll get a 20 amp hour battery, which can go almost up to 90 miles, depending on, terrain and the conditions on your riding. But of course, even just a 15 amp hour battery up to a 60-mile range, that's actually achievable with something like this. And I would say though, no matter what, if you're gonna get a bike and there's always a bigger battery option, even if you need to save up for it, it'll be worth it, because that extra range does help when you can have more fun and you don't have to worry about you're running out of charge. They also have now an upgraded super fast charger. There is an optional 5 amp charger that you can purchase, and with that, you can cut down even a 20 amp hour charge time down to about 4 hours. So that's actually really awesome. Again, you still have the RST Renegade fork, which is a $400 value fork. If you go online and you search RST Renegade forks, you'll see these are $400, and that alone is just totally awesome, because this is EMTB rated, that it's been tested to make sure that it handles the durability of it. You have super huge 26 by 4 inch fat tires here and monstrous 203 millimeter rotor disc brakes, and of course along that, when you come up here, it actually does come with hydraulic brakes up here. So super soft, sensitive braking system, just amazing all together front end system here that they have put together. What we see here also, these rims makes the bike really really light, and for the size of the bike that we have here, it's just an awesome thing. Now this also has your lockouts on both sides here, your lockouts and your preloads. So with that, you can also make an adjustment. There's a lot of adjustments that can be made with this. Ability to customize the ride that you might want to get. It also comes in 2 different colors and 2 different frame styles. Right here, this is the step over, the full frame style. They also have a step through, and it also comes in a white model. So check out the website if you want to see what else they have available to it at ebikeproducts.com/xpeak2. Let's just move a little bit more toward the middle of the bike here. I want to point out we do have pedal, that quick release out. So if you do need to go ahead and put this in either your car or on a bike rack and you want to remove the pedals, it's easy to come out, pull this, it goes right back in, and it locks in here. That's actually, I really like the fact that they do that, especially if you're going to store the bike in a garage or somewhere where there's places where the pedals can scratch things. It does have a rack. It does have the tail light in the back side here. One of the coolest things that they upgraded this bike, which is the torque sensor. So they've redefined, I guess, the torque sensors that are actually out there now, which has one of the most intuitive and sensitive torque sensing capabilities that's out there. So what's really cool is that you don't really need to put a lot of effort into making a torque sensor run, even if you want to get at some higher speeds. But you do have the ability to have a real bike feel, and where if you're air pedaling like a regular cadence sensor, the bike just takes off up to 20 miles an hour or so. With this here, If you want to get up to 28 miles an hour or at the high 27s, you can just set it to PS level 5, and it takes very little effort for it to reach that. Now, of course, if you're going to be going off-roading, what that also means is that if you bring down your gearing to a low gear, you can actually be going up some really steep hills and knowing you're going to get almost 1,300 watts of power being pushed to help you out. So Lectric put 24 amp controllers into their bikes here. That's why you get 1,300 watts pulling out of that. So looking at this motor here, it is a rated 750 watt motor, 48 volt, 750 watts as it says right there. And with a 24 amp controller, what that also means is that you can get out up to 1,310 watts. I do want to show you the battery, and I have a key already put in here, so I'm going to turn the key actually, and then we're going to pop out the battery by pushing this button here, I think. Yeah, pushing that button there, it releases the battery out. And they put in for this demo and for review the monster 20 amp hour battery. I like to show that there. This is a 48 volt, 20 amp hours, 960 watts. At PS level 1, you can probably go up to 90 miles. Of course, ideal conditions. And it's a really awesome bike. Now we can just put this battery right back in. But you can also, by the way, you can charge the battery off the bike right here with its own port. So if you want to take it in the house, you don't want to leave it on the bike, depending on where you store it. If you want to charge it in the house, you can. And then we can put this right back in. Just always remember the gauge here. So you do have an indicator here. If you want to, you can actually make it so that you can see, let's see, how much power is in it just by looking at it. That gives you a rough range by 25 percentiles at a time. But once you get that, that goes in here. You can just kind of put it here, hook the bottom in, and then push the top. Make sure that button's here, and of course there is a key, it's a simple keyhole. You just kind of stick it in and turn it. Now the controller system that we have here, it's a simple on and off. You hold that here, and then you'll be able to see the screen. There's a little bit of flickering that you might see on the screen here, and that's because of the sun and the frame rate from my camera, but it is absolutely 100% clear. What you can see here is basically they have now this color display. It has a lot of different basic features, everything you need, shows you your power rating, shows how many watts you're putting out there, and it's a really nice display that they've been putting on this. They have it on the Lectric One. Now, another thing I really wanted to point out is we have these trigger shifters here. These trigger shifters, if you notice, it's an 8-speed. They finally upgraded their bikes to have Altus 8-speed derailleur and shifters. So if we come back to the backside here, you'll notice we now have a Shimano Altus derailleur, which means, you know, the old tourneys were okay, but these Altus, they just have a super easy move between one and the other. And I gotta say, I really do like the trigger shifters a lot better than the old style index shifters that are on typically most of the other bikes. Also, because you're off-road riding, you want to keep your grip and your fingers over the grip at all times so that you can shift by doing it this way, left and right here. And by that, you don't have to bring your thumb up like some of the other shifters and potentially slip off. So this is a really good safety factor. Now, there are bottle cage bosses that you also see here, and I want to bring that to your attention. I actually brought my own water bottle holders, and so this bag that you see up here by the handlebars, the bag that you see, I brought this. We do sell this on the ebikeproduct.com website so that we could actually have extra water bottle in case they didn't have any extra holders, and I'm glad we brought it because it's already triple digits. The seat, it's your basic Lectric seat. Nothing really super fancy about it. You know, you do have your post here. Super easy to adjust this, put this in there, and that puts that all together. And I think that is some of the best things about this bike. The only other things I guess I could mention is that the motor has this M24 stealth motor that they put in there, and that's pretty cool too. It is also UL rated. And the UL ratings that Lectric makes on their bikes are really high UL ratings. So that's actually a really big benefit for anybody who was concerned about safety about bike fires. They make sure that the UL rating, they put it through some really rigorous testing, take it all apart, check all the electronics, make sure that the cells are good, that you're gonna have the least worry amount possible with regarding any of their batteries. So the fire possibilities are some of the lowest because of the ratings that they're putting into these e-bikes here. And just the design itself, great bike, super fun. We went through these mountains back behind me and just had a blast. This is the Xpeak 2.0. If you want to look at more information on this, you're going to go ebikeproducts.com/xpeak2. Okay, again, that's ebikeproducts.com/xpeak2. It'll take you directly to the Lectric website. That is an affiliate link. Greatly appreciated. Does help keep this channel going. And thank you so much for your support on the channel. Also, if you have any questions or if you have any comments, I'd love to see or love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.